welcome back. Welcome to the Killer Content Podcast. So, my name is Asher. I'm here with Josh B as my co-host, and this time we have Chacko, fresh off their third place win at ECC. What's
Thank
up?
you. Hello, glad to be here. How you doing?
Doing
Great.
good.
Good.
Right on.
How are you doing? How does it feel to get a good placement after ECC?
It feels good. It was a really fun team. I struggle a lot with like imposter syndrome, especially on Queen. So it was super cool because I feel like my whole team was basically like we looked at the bracket. I didn't even see the bracket until like a couple days before we left. Like I didn't see the team sheet.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, this is like a stacked tournament. So my whole team was basically like, dude, if we like perform our seed, like we'll be happy. So yeah, third was great. It felt good. I learned a ton and we had a really good time. So it feels good.
You were playing great too.
Thank you.
Excited to watch these games later.
Me too. Me too.
I feel
Yeah,
like tournaments
it-
are just like that more and more these days. I just feel like they're getting deeper and deeper and scarier every time. I feel like there's just no tournament that I look at a team sheet and I'm like, oh yeah, this will just be like cakewalk to top 3 or anything. And I don't know if that was ever the case, but it certainly isn't the case now.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be like a byproduct of just the game. The game is this is maybe like a whole separate conversation, but like the game is not gonna have like explosive growth that we can predict anytime soon. So the people that are playing now are like the people that are playing now, give or take like small handfuls here and there, which is great. Like super exciting that we get new players, but like I feel like that's just a product of like the people that are really into performing and traveling. You're just gonna see them, us, like a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
True.
It's rare. It would be rare. It would be impossible to sign up for a tournament and like the one seed is just like people you've never met. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would never happen. Hasn't happened in like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
speaking of this, though, I feel like it's interesting because I always feel like I was aware of your queen. I always knew, like, I watch the Portland streams. I see you do your ish. I see you like move, and you definitely are like have always been like on my radar. But I really had no idea, like, kind of like the level that you were at. I mean, I never played you in bracket. I don't think until a few weekends ago. So.
mhm.
What do you feel like there's been like a change? Do you feel like you just like finally had an opportunity to show what you got, or do you feel like you've been changing recently, like your play?
Yeah. I feel like I've been playing for like 10 years. So I've definitely had opportunities to play. Um, but I've just had like a really like my relationship to the game, especially over the last few years, and especially when it comes to queening, has been a lot more like I have to be honest to what I can give. And within the last like year, I've had more space and time to like practice queening again. Um, so yeah, the ECC was definitely like the result of like a fantastic team, and also like I've been able to practice like a good amount in structured environments, like at the mixers that we throw and CCs and stuff. So yeah, my queen has definitely like been in hiding or like hibernation for off and on for a while. Like there's just been phases for me in the game. Like, can I even show up to play the game at all as much as I want to, or can I even queen as much as I want to? And there was definitely a time where I couldn't put like what I wanted into the game, and queening made me feel that really acutely, and so I just like wasn't queening a lot for like a year or two. So there's been an off and on 6-7 off and on thing for my queen. So yeah, ECC was like fun because I was practicing specifically my queen again. I was being more selfish, which is like another thing that's been difficult for me. But I was like really interested in trying to make a showing. Also, like I inherited that team from Bueno. Bueno was supposed to queen that team. And so I
had
stepped
no
up and said
idea.
I wanted to do Bueno proud. Yeah, that was like Bueno's team, which I'm very sad that he didn't get to queen it, obviously, but I hope that I made them proud. And Melly was supposed to be on it as well. That's where Nick
I knew
Higgins stepped
that.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A
that
lot of
whole
last
team
minute
was
shifts, but you still
yeah,
pulled it together. That's crazy.
yeah, it was fun. I mean, the team's crazy, so yeah,
Wait, that's so
I
interesting.
yeah.
So before we got on for a second, you were saying like it's a lot less stressful when you play warrior, and so like you got to
Mhm.
practice, and you're like loving practice. You're not queening because queening's like
Yeah.
more, I don't know, stressful maybe the wrong word, but like harder. But now you're saying it's like selfish that you can play queen. So I like, how
Mm.
do you think about those two things?
Mm.
Because I
I
feel
guess
that too, right?
yeah, I guess like, and I don't want anyone listening to like associate the term selfish with queening. This is purely like my own thing that I have to work through, right? But like, I don't know, I have a background in being a scene mom for Minneapolis and like doing community organizing and stuff. And I just like had trouble for a long time sitting on Queen, like especially when I was learning the game in Minneapolis, because it was like only me and a couple of other people that were like pretty good at Queen. And then so when we would Queen, like games would radically shift. And so I started associating like, well, if I'm gonna Queen, then we're probably gonna stomp unless like one of the other two queens that are playing. And so I kind of had like this weird like I struggled with just like taking the queen stick over and over and over. And I still think I'm like unworking some of that a little bit from my mind of like when I play in on Monday nights, like in casuals and when I play in trash, like I constantly am like taking inventory of the last time that I queened and being like I've queened recently, I should not queen so that other people can take the stick, you know? Um and so yeah, I don't know. There's like a weird I struggle with that like in practice even too, like, oh, have I been like denying other people opportunities to practice queen if I'm like queening a bunch? I'm not saying that that stuff is real. A lot of that is just like in my head.
No, it's
I think
not.
it's in a
It's
lot
like
of
that's
cases
all
that way.
that's been my experience as queen. Like because you're mentioning multiple things. You're mentioning like team strength, and you're also mentioning like frequency of how much you're queening. And both of those
Mhm.
things I think about every single time I choose to get on the stick. And I imagine that's what every responsible player who queens does because you don't want to hog. But also,
Yeah.
if you're like too strong or too weak of a queen, whatever your strength is, there are like consequences of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
was going to mention the 2 week things. I've heard from players like the opposite side, from the 2 week side. They're saying, "Oh, it's really selfish of me to get on queen because everyone else has to play a completely different game because I'm not strong enough, and so we're just going to lose quickly."
Right.
And I'm always trying to encourage people like, "No, that's fine. Like that's expected. Like
Same.
people who aren't queening need to just understand that that's how the game's going to be." I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
don't have a better way of saying that, right? It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. And I personally like I especially like last couple years here in Portland, I was definitely leaning way harder on like way more excited and into like trying to help the people that are getting through because we have people in Portland that are like that were and are really going through that like really wanting to queen, stepping up to queen, getting stomped, you know. And I don't mind that at all if they feel like that's part of their path. You know, if they have the stamina to do that. Um and I definitely don't like play a game, get stomped and go like, "Oh, well, I should have queened that or whatever." You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. So,
Yeah, I don't know
um
anyone who's ever expressed that actually, especially if it's like a practice of some kind. You're not in a
yeah,
tournament. Even in tournament, I've never had this experience either. I've never had anyone say like, "Oh wow, like our queen wasn't strong enough. I wish I was queening instead." Like never
Yeah.
once in the 11 years of playing or whatever.
I have had that experience,
Oh,
but
oh,
not me saying that,
yeah.
but yeah, I remember when we came back from tying for fifth at Bumble Bash 4,
Oh no, you
uh,
beat me. You beat me for
one of
fifth.
our
mm,
Oh.
that was such a fun set. Uh, I definitely heard through the grapevine that someone was like they would have gone farther if Chacko wasn't queening, and I remember being like, "Yo,
dude, that's messed
fair."
up. That is
I
so
mean,
like
Also,
these
but
hypotheticals,
yeah.
right? Like what does that even mean? Who cares?
I
Like,
know, I know. Yeah. It was funny. It was funny for me at the time. I don't know, and it's still funny for me. I just don't think that way. You know, I think that like Killer Queen, and maybe diverging off the topic, but like I've thought a lot about how Killer Queen, like we deal a lot with people on paper when we're like looking at seating for teams, And I think that the game is so much more chemistry oriented than people like to give it credit for. Um,
Ooh.
where like people's relative strength often, I think that there are a lot of times where people are surprised at like how things pan out, because like, oh well, our team was really strong, and then it's like, well, but we just have different play styles or approaches. So it's very difficult for me to be like, they would have done better if so and so wasn't playing, you know.
Yeah, you can
So
always make that claim, right? And it doesn't mean anything because
yeah,
that's not what happened. So you
right,
just
right. Who knows? Who knows?
I think there's
Yeah,
definitely something like there's a certain level of like raw power that a team needs in order to go deep in a bracket. I think that is
yeah,
you need like a certain number of strong players or people who can
for
execute
sure.
tech or whatever. Like you can't just have like five homies and think because they all love each other so much that they're gonna, get top
Yeah.
three.
the power of friendship,
Yeah.
Asher. Come on.
But I do
Yeah,
think
for sure.
like friendship helps. I don't know if it like maybe it helps in like the lead up to the game or something like that. It's like a conductor or something. The conductor isn't doing anything once, the orchestra
Yeah,
starts, but it's all like the lead up that the conductor does to make sure everyone's on the same page. It's like,
yeah,
it's like if everyone's like can actually feel safe and can like express their opinions and get to where they need to get because they're good friends, then it's gonna show up day of.
I agree.
So what I always think is that, and you're just making me realize this. I like playing, like I like going to practice with my friends a lot more. So if I'm
Yeah.
friends with people on my team, I want to go to practice like way more than I otherwise would want to. So
Sure.
it does help in that way.
I feel like the chemistry thing mainly comes into play when a team starts losing. That's like the
Mm,
main, maybe not the main. I think that chemistry, just in terms of like, are people on the same page with where their warriors go and how they play with the queen? That's all like very important as well. But I think that like that comes into play, at least in my experience, the most when you're just like down in the set, or like you're like at tournament life, or things aren't going the way that you thought. Maybe you're losing to a team that like you thought that it would be an easier time or whatever, but there's like these pivotal moments that I watch like and experience, obviously, all teams go through in tournament where like things get really hard for the first time. And that's like one of the biggest points in which I think having a little bit of like rapport or trust goes like a super long way. Um, but that's like a
Yeah.
whole different. I could
No, I
talk
mean,
for a
I
long
found
time
that
about
on
that.
some like mixed city teams, you don't know how people are gonna like react under pressure necessarily. And then
Yeah,
sometimes it goes really well and sometimes it doesn't go as well. And like people just kind of start bickering a little bit. It's
yeah,
I think we've all had that experience on teams and like all sorts of not just tournaments, right? It's so
yeah,
interesting.
for sure.
it's so funny. I feel like I just played a mixing team at ECC. It was Portland and San Francisco. I remember telling like Mel and John Mark, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like chill. I'm like a really chill queen. Like, I'm not. I don't really get stressed out or anything. And then like both days, I'm just like freaking out. Like the entire, I was like completely stressed, And it's like I'm like friends with both Mel and John Mark before the tournament started, but I just think they're like when I play with, like my San Francisco people, like I just see them all the time and they know how to. I don't know. I feel more at ease playing with my San Francisco people, and like luckily we're able to find our center and we're able to like work through that at ECC. But it's like I just think playing with certain players will de-stress you. So yeah,
Yeah. Was that surprising for you?
yes,
Like
it was so
the way that you
surprising.
felt? That's interesting. Yeah.
I was like, why is this? I used to think of myself as like chill. I think I'm realizing I'm not
I think you
chill.
still can be.
Yeah,
Is
maybe.
this a self-awareness problem, Master, or is this this tournament
Oh
problem?
man, maybe,
Also,
maybe.
chill can be like a baseline, and you can also be a
Yeah,
human being, you know what I mean? You can be
no,
chill and
definitely.
have moments in which it's difficult to be chill. I think that's very relatable. I'm the same way. I think that yeah, I oftentimes hear from other people and like identify as like I'm pretty low stakes in Killer Queen, but there are times where like I take things really hard, and then I start feeling this whole thing about I'm like, am I not chill? Am I not being chill?
An
You
identity
know?
crisis.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, no, 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 I'm just being a human being. I think baseline, I'm still chill.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
Well,
tough.
I had a
Tough
nickname for
game.
your guys' team, Chacko. I called you guys
Oh,
Big Nicers because
Big nicers.
because I feel like every 10
yeah.
seconds I would hear a big loud nice from someone on your
That's
team.
right.
It
Yeah.
was either
No,
you or Lex or Nick would be yelling nice because you guys were just always killing people, and it's like the most
that
wholesome
I
of all
think
pop-offs.
yeah, no, I really liked it. I think I'm stealing it from Nick Higgins cuz Nick just has this like he hits like the same note every time. It's like nice. It's like this thing. It's like this
Beautiful.
nice contained soundbite. And I found myself doing that too. And then eventually it was like things would happen on like on our team. We would like something significant would happen, and we would all just say it at the same time. And that was like I felt so
Aw.
like on a team. That was really fun. And I like have a history of making people feel feelings because I'm loud when I play. And I felt like that was a difficult. It's like I hope that people don't feel bad when they hear a nice. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that
Any
that
sort of
felt
team
safe.
comms, it's so hard. Like you want to say positive things about your own team and encourage your team when something good happens, but you don't want to be saying negative things about the other team, and you don't want to be like
Right.
making them have a worse time.
Totally. That's been a lifelong struggle in my time with the game. Even like a woo that the wrong time, wrong team, wrong place, like even that can be upsetting, which like, that's a whole different thing, but I'm like very conscious of that. So that felt nice when
Nice.
when our team found like the thing. That was like a really cool, that felt like a fun way to kind of gas everyone up in a way that felt safe. I feel like people I got the same comment, Asher, that you just mentioned, where people were like noticing that. I got that from like several people in the tournament, so that kind of was funny that it was like such a
Oh,
thing on our team that people were like, "Yeah, you guys say nice like when you get a kill." It's like, yeah, we
I
do, I guess.
So I
it
feel like
is
I'm
nice.
not like the best person to talk about pop-offs too because I
Mm,
I'm very
You
biased because
love pop
I
offs.
love popping off. So I'm going to be defending you. So but I think
yeah,
if
I
people
like
are
that.
upset about you being happy about doing well, I and again, like Josh said, you're not being negative in any way. You're literally just saying nice, and you're not saying
Mhm.
it in a mean way either. You're just saying like nice in the same note every time. I think that
Yeah, yeah.
I think that is kind of at some point it has to at some point be like internal. You got to ask yourself why that's upsetting you. You
I
know?
don't know.
For
There's
sure.
a lot of nuance. Like it's easy to say it the almost the exact same way, but a little bit differently, and then
Yeah, this
someone's
is
like,
true.
"Oh, what happened?"
I've been offended
Oh,
from
that's
pop
more like
offs. Like
targeted.
I felt it. I felt it before. I've so yeah. No, I don't know. I think it's complicated.
Yeah. It is. And that's why like I when I can feel that relief, I don't know, it feels good cuz yeah, I'm the same. I defend pop-offs like vociferously, but I also recognize that like everybody is different and I tend to like assume that people are operating in good faith in the space.
Yeah.
So if somebody is upset, like I don't want to just dismiss it.
Yeah,
I want to understand it, you
that
know.
sounds really healthy. Yeah,
Um
I agree with that.
'Cause yeah, even though my default will most likely be, nah, you got some soul searching to do, man. I don't know if I agree. That doesn't mean that like I'm gonna say like you aren't feeling that or like that's not valid. You know what I mean? Like that's I can disagree with that, but I'm not gonna ignore it. So I'm
Yeah,
always trying to like take that into account. Because I like to pop off. And I also recognize that like we're all gonna be playing this game until we're not, and we're a small group. So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad in the space.
no,
So
you're gonna see these people a lot, and there's really no reason to intentionally ostracize or anything. You're not doing anything
yeah,
harmful or
yeah,
intentionally harmful. Should we keep going? We
absolutely.
have more questions here.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have a few more
Really get caught if
questions.
we don't go.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, I think one of the things that I was curious about is like I've heard that you're like into other games than just KQ, and that you're particularly into like fighting games. I've always felt like there's like a good amount of overlap between fighting games and Killer Queen, and I'm wondering if you could talk to how, maybe like fighting games and how it's influenced your play, and maybe which fighting games you even kind of dabble in.
Sure. Yeah, I play the two games that like I take seriously are both Street Fighter games. Right now they're Street Fighter Third Strike and Street Fighter 6, the newest one. Um yeah, they're both really fun. They're both 2D games, so like one person's looking right and one person's looking left, and you can only move left and right, and you can jump. But I'm grateful for like my experience in fighting games. I know that Asher, I think you play Smash too. Is that right?
Yeah, Melee. Yeah.
Yeah. I played Melee for a while until I just recognized that like I just don't
You
have what
did?
it takes.
Oh.
And I also like Ganondorf the best, so I just do not have a future in that game. You know
You
what I
seem
mean?
like a Ganon main. It makes sense.
Yeah,
See it.
yeah. Um, but I think that like I'm grateful for my experience in fighting games because I think that like Killer Queen is like super steeped in like the reacting on the fly like you have to do in Super Smash Brothers, where because your movement is like physics based and you're getting knocked around everywhere, like you're very rarely in a position that was exactly the same as a position you've been in before. You might be in something very similar, but like you're maybe a couple degrees off or whatever. And I feel like Killer Queen's very similar, where it's like you might be in the same like mid-long on night that you've been in a million times, but maybe you have speed and there's a berry coming towards you, and like things are just different enough where you're just never in like the exact same scenario. And so Killer Queen is like very much based like in like movement and anticipation and information gathering, I feel, the same way that fighting games are. I feel like in fighting games, especially because if I go to a tournament, like I'm gonna know maybe like a couple of the people that are there right now. Like if I go to a Portland local, I'll know a few people, but I will not know most of the people. And it's still double elimination, and you still get like, it's two rounds. And so you're just like going up against opponents that you know nothing about. And so the fight becomes like very much about like gathering information as quickly as possible, like identifying what your opponent is trying to do, and what your opponent wants to do, so that like maybe you even give like the first round to your opponent because you're just gathering information so that you can use that to like win the set. I feel like Killer Queen is like very similar, where it's different in that like we all know each other pretty intimately and we can look at footage and we can look at streams and VOD. But like when I'm playing, just like in fighting games, when I'm playing against opponents, like I'm taking note of like, okay, like if Asher is getting pinched in between like a warrior and me as the queen, like when does Asher like to dive out? Where does Asher like
Where?
to dive out?
Yeah.
How? You know what I mean? And like I'm looking at that, and I'm like the first time that it happens and I'm like noting it, as I think that a lot of people are. And that's like a hallmark of fighting games too, especially because you just don't have, most of the time, whether you're playing like ranked online or you're playing in a tournament or whatever, you just don't have that information. So you have to like gather it all in real time. Um, and then it becomes a game of like anticipation, and I really I think that's like what makes Killer Queen so addicting to me, is that you can be in these scenarios that you've been in a jillion times, right? Like bumping mid bumping over mid on day map, queen to queen. You're doing the same thing that you've done every day map, and yet every time it feels just a little bit different. Because like, did they get up at mid? Did they go high off of the rip? Like, are you in danger? When are you going to dive? Like, everything is constantly
Yeah,
folding
who's gonna dive
over and
first? What's gonna
over.
force the dive?
Yeah,
Yeah, how are you
yeah,
gonna react? Yeah,
yeah. So
absolutely.
it's yeah, I like having a fighting game lens to view that stuff through, because I think that it has helped a lot in just like, yeah, trying to information gather quickly, trying to like recognize good habits in my opponents and bad habits in my opponents. Um and just like the tournament competitive mindset. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that I appreciate about the parallels between the two, but yeah, that's what I appreciate the most about kind of fighting games in Killer Queen is they're games that are just like really, really based in like conversation, having a conversation with your opponent through this game. And yeah. Yeah.
That's exact.
The
I think that's the
connection.
exact word that like I think about too. It's like information sharing and conversation. It's like when you
Yeah.
play, especially when you play against like a really good player who like is paying attention to everything, and so like you start throwing in feints because you know they're looking for it and all this stuff. It just becomes so fighting game. I just think like Killer Queen to me is just like a MOBA mixed with a fighting game where you're
Yeah.
like constantly having these one-on-one battles, but then there's like kind of this greater strategy that needs to be happening between everyone. And
You had yeah, sorry,
no, no,
go on,
no.
go on.
I was gonna just say that
No, no,
like,
no.
no, I
Keep
kind of want to
going.
know what you were gonna say though, to be honest.
I was just gonna shout out. I think I already told you this directly, but like I appreciated at ECC, you did something that I've been talking about and thinking about for so long, which is like in pools, you dove straight under on daymap, queen to queen, like you just dove through on daymap to disrupt their safe. You did that like once in pools, and I don't think you ever did it again throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
And that is something that I talk about all the time where it's like I just want to present something like that to my opponents regardless of if anyone's watching or not, but like presenting that in bracket once now for the rest of the tournament is like potentially a mix up. If you were paying attention, if you were watching like Asher's game, on the sidelines and you were like, "Oh, Asher just dipped under on Daymap. We got to like be careful about that when we play them." Now you're thinking about that and you're like preparing for something and that's like something that you, Asher, you might never think about that ever again.
Hmm.
And you've implanted like this little burden onto your opponent that is like they have to now deal with and you don't, but
Well,
you could dip under them on daymap again, but
Yeah.
also you couldn't.
we, we
Sorry,
talk about
Josh.
this in terms of game theory sometimes, and it's like if you think an option's pretty good, you should probably go for it some percent of the time. So
Yeah.
maybe it's not that good. Maybe you only want to do it like 10%. But
Yeah.
if you're not mixing it in 10%, then they're just always going to know exactly what you're doing.
Exactly.
So
You
Yes.
I
have
think
to choose a bad
it's
option
pretty
every
good.
now and then because you need to make them respect your good option. It's like, the classic example is like, imagine it's Daymap, they're trying to get a warrior up at the side gate. 90% of the time, you should go for a J if you're the queen. Maybe even more, maybe 95% of the time, you should hit the J. But you have to try and stop the drone sometimes. You just have to. Otherwise, you like
Yeah.
they can just always hover above the gate, and then you're never going to kill the
Always
drone. You just
perform.
yeah, they always get
Yeah.
it every time because you're never
Yeah.
punishing it. So yeah, I definitely like the way that you put it, like that mental burden. I think that's like so valuable. You have to be mixing in bad options or quote unquote bad options, right? Because it's good because you're mixing them in is the whole thing. It makes them
Right.
respect your good play. Like I remember at ECC against like Woody's team on the day map, it's like it was so trivial, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna just line up his speed on Queen and have my drone go over to speed as well. And we didn't do it. I immediately went back to mid, and maybe no one noticed it on the other team. Like I don't know, maybe no one noticed at all. But I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go over there, and I just like I think it was like David, I'm like, hey, come over here with speed gate, and then we'll just make him think about it. It's like, why not? It's like it's free.
Yeah.
It's like it's all free, right? So like, why not just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, make you think about it just for a little second. I
Yeah.
think there's like high
I'm
value.
obsessed with that.
Yeah.
I think that that's like especially the longer that the game goes, and the better everybody gets at it, like that's going to be all that we have, or
Hmm.
like these mix-ups, not necessarily just like the wrong choice mix-ups, but just like we continually put ourselves in the same scenarios over and over and over, and people are just getting better and better and better at dealing with it. And so you got to like reset it. The bad thing becomes good. Like
Yes.
once everyone gets good enough at doing the good thing and punishing the options out of the good thing, then all of a sudden like the wrong play can become right.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things about Killer Queen where it's like slightly different than a fighting game or most fighting games. You can act on every frame. You're not like
Mm,
stuck in input lag all the time, right? You can just
yeah.
like keep changing what you're doing. So you can go for like dive feints, or you can go for like longer dive feints. You can do like any length of dive and go for pretending like you're going underneath someone and then rise up and try to kill them if they're trying to punish.
Yeah,
So I don't know. There's a lot of room for expression.
I agree. For sure. That's why I'm like, I'm never gonna stop playing, because it's just like,
Good game.
just feels like every time I queue up something different, I'm gonna see something new. Like, even if I don't, that's the feeling that I get.
That's why I like
So
queening too. It's just like that extra input of down. It just like gives so much
yeah,
more expression to the
yeah,
character. Like I just think especially when you start being able to tap fast and you can start like using like holding down for longer periods than just like to
Yeah.
only go down. We
hmm
can use it to like kind of like hover in place and then like choose to stop letting go of dive in order to like unexpected rise stuff. It just becomes so incredibly expressive in
yeah.
a really like fun and in a very addictive way. It's really a great game.
Are you the coiner of the term death noodle,
Yeah.
Asher?
Yeah.
The
Nice.
death
Yeah.
noodle.
And the play, like, it
Yeah.
seems you
The
are
whole thing
just
was
cruising
inspired, for what
around.
it's worth,
Yeah.
all of this was inspired by Josh. When I very
What?
first, yeah, when I very first came back to the game, um, so when I first started playing the game, like, I don't know, like 8 years ago, I remember seeing people stick, and I was like, oh, I gotta learn how to do that. Like that, because not everyone could do it yet. And so it was like, just being able to stick was like, oh, I'm one of the best players on my team because I can stick. And so, like, I came back again recently, and I was like, okay, well, what's like the new tech thing that's good? And I just saw one thing that Josh did is he loves to go down in the dusk tunnel where the snail is and would just like hang out there for like a minute. And I was like, oh, like surely that's bad because you can get bumped from behind. But then I noticed he was like every now and then diving for a second and then not getting killed from behind. And I just like it blew my mind that you could even do that. I didn't know that that was like in the game. And I was like, oh. And then I saw Charlie queening and it's like, oh, he's like tapping so
Oh,
fast. And
so
so
sick. So sick. Yeah.
yeah, I think like
Yeah.
when I saw Josh in the tunnel for a long time and I saw Charlie tapping fast for a long time, I was like kind of put those two things together. Um and just I don't know, that just been messing around with
Good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Mhm.
We're
Well,
like, I keep
oh,
doing this. We're kind of getting low on time here. Sorry. You had
no,
another
no, I was
question,
gonna I
Ashley.
was gonna transit. I feel like it's probably time to start looking at footage if that sounds good.
Okay, we can do that. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Unless you have something that you wanted to ask about before we move on,
I mean,
Josh?
I do, but
Yeah,
it's
I
a really
think
personal question. I don't
yeah.
know. So, Chacko, at some point while we are playing
Yeah.
KQ, I think after you started playing KQ, you started using they them pronouns. Like
Yeah.
I personally have also been toying with this for a couple years now.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, I'd love if we could like chat a little bit about it and how it's been doing that, but also how it's been in the Killer Queen community and how people have responded to it.
Sure. Yeah, I think that like um I was like living alone through like quarantine, COVID, like post COVID stuff. I was living alone in an apartment for like many years. Um and so I just got like a lot of time to just be me with very little like outside input. And I also have like a very like queer friend group and like online community. I was like live streaming at the time a lot. Um and so yeah, I just like it using they them pronouns like tapped into this feeling that I had for like a really long time, where it's like I just don't like gravitate towards the feeling of like he him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it
But I
does.
don't,
Perfect makes sense.
yeah, and I don't like gravitate towards she her. Um and I love expressing myself as aspects of like all sides of that spectrum. And so I just kind of like decided to do it, and it felt really weird because it's like I look like this,
Yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
only coming from me. Like, this is no judgments on anyone that looks like me, but like for me, there's a huge imposter syndrome thing where it was like, dude, you're not non-binary, dude. Like, look at you. There's like what I told myself. That was
Sure.
like
No.
the battle that I was having inside, which was just like no, if you're gonna be non-binary, like you have to be androgynous and you have to like present in a way where people are like, I don't know what gender they are. Whoa.
Right.
And that was like my struggle until I just decided, no, I'm just gonna do it and see how it feels. And it felt really good. When people that I cared about, that I told, started respecting that and using they them for me, and I started really like feeling that, it felt so natural, and like it was answering questions that I had been asking like my whole life. And so yeah, like even though I spend a lot more time lately not necessarily exploring like boundaries of the gender spectrum, just kind of
Sure.
being myself and looking like myself. Like I've never doubted that decision and I've never stopped feeling really good um about that decision. And so if it's something that you have also been like thinking about, I would love to like connect with you
Yeah, let's
and
talk
just
offline
talk.
about it a little bit more. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to talk
I
more about it.
am excited for you and I'm here to talk, and I would just recommend saying fucking try it and see how it feels, to try it
So
on. That was what it was for me,
one of
you
the
know.
reasons I want to talk about it here is like we have a lot of, I mean, I don't know about a lot. We have a strong trans representation in the community. We have a pretty strong non-binary representation in the community. How has the community been with respect to you kind of presenting this way or
Mm,
choosing to go this way?
good. Yeah, good. I don't think that I anticipated it to be any different. And I think that yeah, just like no one's had issue with it. I think that like I still struggle with like taking up space in like there, because there are lots of like queer events or like fem nights,
Yeah,
fem them nights and stuff like that. Like sometimes I still struggle with inviting myself or like bringing myself to those events, because I still have those things sometimes where I'm like, oh, you're not presenting them
right.
enough or whatever. But that's like purely a me thing. And the fact that those events are still going and like they happen and there's enough people in the community to even do that, like that's a good sign. And I feel like the community has been great. I mean, it's probably just an underwhelming answer because like really I never got any sort of like never got like a pushback or like I never got any like congratulations or anything like that. It just was,
Well,
which is
congratulations.
great. No, I don't need that. No, it just was, and I think that's all I can ask for.
No,
Um,
I think like it does seem to me, I was thinking about it, there are a lot more people in the KQ community who identify in these ways than like most other communities that I can see. And like we're in San Francisco, we're in the Castro, so I think we see more of it.
Mhm.
But nationally, it's like not nearly as common. I had a family friend, like some people who I grew up with, like my parents' friends, and they recently had their grandchild start going by they them. And they were very confused. And so we had like a very complicated conversation at dinner about it, where they're just like,
yeah,
are they plural now? Are they
or
bisexual? What
yeah,
does it mean? It's
yeah,
like, we actually sat down like very carefully dissected it for them to try to explain. But
yeah.
I think that I don't, sometimes it's easy to forget how like different it is in certain spaces versus like
Yes.
the broader community, you know?
I mean, I can't say that like we still don't have our problems with like just the way that we elevate identities and stuff in the space, but like the reprisal of our space is like very diverse, especially comparatively. Yeah, I mean, not to disparage other things that I love, but like fighting games really are still struggling
Oh yeah.
a lot
Oh yeah.
with that kind of thing, and even just with race and stuff, which is wild. This fighting game community is so diverse, virtually.
Yeah.
But I think that that's another byproduct for us. It's another byproduct of like our scene is small enough where like you put faces to names, and so like bigots, like if someone's posting about Killer Queen and like I think that X identity should get the hell out of Killer Queen. There's like no anonymity in Killer Queen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we would
Yeah.
find you, not to be weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, yo, who is that? Like,
Yeah.
because they're one of like 200 people in our scene, and this is like unacceptable. But you just can't like. There's not that level of familiarity and other things, so they're so much bigger. So I think
Yeah.
that's like a luxury that we have in a way that we can keep our spaces a little bit safer and more deliberately because we're we're pretty small.
Well, it's a
Um,
team game too, so you need to get like four other people who agree with you to some degree to
yeah,
play with. And so
yeah.
if you're really out there, it's not gonna happen. And fighting games, so more often one-on-one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you rolled up
Thank you
with
for
like
your
a
time.
bigots team, yeah, it would be a tough go for you. I
You
think
think? You think?
yeah.
What team?
Anyway, yeah. I hope that I answered that question all right, and I'm excited to talk more about it later.
No, that was great. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'd love
me
to jump
too.
into games though.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure. VOD,
Yeah, let's do
VOD.
it up.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Can you describe like where we are in the tournament and like who we're playing against and like what was going on through your mind?
Yeah. So this is we're I believe we're still in winners. And I have enough imposter syndrome and lack of podium experience where like I was going into this match being like, well, we hit the wall. This is where we go to losers. Obviously like I like mega respect like everybody on the opposing team's skill. Everybody on green is not a creative color is like super super strong, super tenured. Woody obviously like just a queen that often I'll end games and I won't have any gates and I'll just be like, where did I go wrong? Like
Yeah.
that's just the level of like in my mind, the level of kind of of skill diff sometimes that like I mentally have to hurdle over. So I was going
Yeah.
into this game being like, all right, well, it's been a good winners run. Like, let's see what we do in losers. But then we won a game, and then we won 2 games, and so so we're feeling like pretty good, and I'm like in real time, I'm kind of feeling like, oh my god. I remember feeling like a feeling in my body of like, whoa, we could do this. And like it's happening. And it was this very like visceral thing of like I felt a little bit like anxious sick, but also I felt like really like just present in a way that is kind of rare. And so we're going into this game on Dusk. um I know that Woody likes to mess around with like faking opens, as I do too, but I just don't have the mojo in this matchup to like lead that.
Yeah.
And so I wind up playing reactively to Woody. And I think at the time, like for me, this is the last I'll say about the open, is like my thing is I've heard, because I'm still catching up on so much Queen stuff, but it's like if they open mid on Dusk and you are opening side, you do the tag and turn. So you just tag your side gate and then you turn and you
All right.
oppose them so that you stop them from crossing over. So I was like, oops, I got tricked into doing an ASIM open. No problem. I'm just gonna tag and turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything falls apart immediately. And I learn how poorly I kind of handled this, I guess. And also just how well the other team is prepared to like not just get their pieces up on the board off the open, but where to send those pieces immediately off the rip so that like we don't even get our safe warrior up here. And
Yeah.
I never feared for that for a second. I was like, tag and turn, baby, we're good. And then everything just goes to hell within the first few seconds of the game. So that's the stage that I'll set.
Got it.
Yeah.
And like I just think Woody is so booked up on, I mean, all the open, I mean, the whole game. I mean, she's pretty much the indisputable goat, and she
Mhm,
is so
mhm.
good at all the opens and knows how to, she's not only a side gate open queen, not only a mid gate open queen, she can kind of do
Right.
everything. And then like, and
Right.
just the pairing of Marnie and Woody, it's like, what tournament haven't they won together at this point? They've just been playing
Right.
together so much, and like the level of synergy those two have is like you were talking a bit earlier in the podcast about like chemistry, and it's like they have like
Yeah.
some of the best chemistry clearly in the game. Both
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
players in their own right. And then like Elise, just one as queen, has one as defensive guard. She's just like such a good warrior. Soren won multiple 5 Chicagos. I think they won KQ 25 or maybe it was 30. I forget. But yeah, just like super control warrior. And then
And
Josh.
plays so solidly, so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Marnie's just so fun to play with. She's just dancing the whole time playing, and it's so fun.
I know.
I
Yeah.
kind of like it's like kind of how I imagine playing with Chacko, honestly.
We don't have to.
Gotta-
Well, okay, we'll play sometime.
Sometime.
We'll dance, dude. We'll
dance
dance.
team.
And then there's Josh. on the
You can
team.
DJ.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm on the team. I'm
Yeah,
there.
this team was this team was crazy. Like just going
We were
up
first
against
seed.
guys.
First
Yeah.
seed.
We were first
I
seed. We were
felt
first seed coming out of groups.
I think you
Like, it
lost
was,
one
Yeah.
game in all of groups. Was that
no, I
right?
think it was 2. I
Okay.
think it was 2 games.
Insane.
Oh wait, I wanted to say too, Chacko, the light shining on your face is just like, incredible to me. Like, how
I
are you
just
playing like that?
I just like don't I guess as a former tournament organizer and like just like cab tech and stuff, like my thing is I just will not complain unless it's like absolutely dire. And so this was like, I don't even remember registering this. I think that I was so just kind of dialed into just like, this game is crazy, this set is crazy, and like we're here and I have to be present for it. I honestly don't remember feeling any sort of way about the fact that the light is just blasting in my eyes the whole time. I don't know. I'm more like, if anyone on my team has a problem with it, then I'll say something. But if it's just a me thing, I tend to just be like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, the stage has been set. Let's get into
Yeah,
some
yeah,
games.
yeah.
Let's see how this open
Launch.
goes.
Tag and turn, baby.
Yeah,
Tag
let's-
and turn. No problem. We're gonna get somebody up. Here comes Woody.
Hey, this is Asher in Post. It turns out that OBS was having major issues throughout most of this interview. So this problem gets fixed around 10 minutes into the footage review, which I'm going to cut to after this. But in the lost footage, we discussed how Chacko's team essentially got wiped in the open, but managed to run 11 berries in without like much warrior help. So Chacko spent 2 lives getting to this position, and is now trying to figure out how to escort this final berry in. So let's see what happens. Oh, this is a moment.
Yeah.
I think this is this not a moment where you could get
It's a
an
fairy?
escort? I think
Yeah.
Blue Skulls is a bit too low here. I'd at
Mm.
least want to go right here in this moment just to try.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
They can stick. Like they're
Yeah,
they're
actually
covering
you're
it,
right. You
though.
know, yeah, maybe it's
scary.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's just
Oh.
because it's 0.75 speed. It looks like there's more space than there is. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, this could be an. Oh, look at all the.
it's so.
I love how the team, blue team, just keeps like being there right at the right moment.
I know.
Yeah,
Blue
yeah,
team
For the
really
rest
plays
of
this
this game,
so
they just
well.
always show up when we need to.
Like
Now
No,
I'm
you,
ready to
yeah,
go.
This is,
you
like,
you guys
beautiful by
played
Blue
such a
team.
smart response.
Because I think speed
Yeah.
steal's moving for you guys too for Blue team. It's really
This was
been-
something that I really I admired about your team a lot in this game, was like you truly never stopped trying to create the win condition for your team, which is so
Yeah.
important when you're playing super defensively like this. People tend to just like over index on defense until they just lose.
Yeah.
But you guys kept presenting a threat,
yes.
which made this feel so hard.
I think the
For sure.
easiest way to throw as blue is to go full mill and try to
Yes.
just guard the berry and go for the queen kill.
Yes.
Then you're just
Yeah.
gonna like eventually leak. You're gonna lose 2 warriors or something.
So like
The little shuffle here.
oh, the big thing that I'm wondering is like, as gold team, what configuration are you even looking for? And because I looked at this game before we got on the call, and it feels like I think the way that you win this as gold team is gold queen getting to this ledge above the gold hive. I think if you can somehow get in here and clear out these blue warriors, then like that's how I think that's like a standard way of winning here. It's not actually how your team ends up getting the win, but I think like that's, to me, that's like what I would be looking for, is like, how can I get on this ledge somehow?
Can you do it from
Yeah.
the other side? Can you get above blue hive and push from there? Does that work?
I think if gold stripes had stayed here, but then blue queen comes. You know, it's like, as long as blue queen does a good job, I think it's really hard for gold. Like gold queen has to go low and then like enter from underneath, which is when you're on last life is just risky.
You just have so many opportunities to get this berry in.
Yeah.
We're like 2 minutes into the game. I wasn't paying attention to when you were 1 berry out. It had to be like 30 seconds in or something.
It's 50
Yeah,
seconds,
yeah.
I
It
think.
was
I
it
think.
was
50
like
seconds,
less than a minute.
crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, I'm just happy that we literally have all our pieces up. We have 1 speed, which, you know, that was another thing, as I was like, just feels like speed was going to be really tough to get.
should've
And it
farmed.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Who should have formed?
Stays.
Blue, yeah, Cesar.
You want gold to go full mill?
The speed warrior? Well, he can solve vanillas? I don't know. It's
It's
like fine.
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I think so, actually, right?
Yeah. That could be a way to
If you-
break
if
the
you-
tie, right? Like you're trying to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get
yeah. If you kill a couple warriors, then
Oh my gosh. How did you
Oh,
get?
it's so scary.
Oh, wow. Oh my. Oh.
Okay, wait, Woody and I talked about this after. I was like, I'm so sorry. I missed this. And Woody was like, no, it got out on my side. It's my fault.
Oh. This is
Yeah, that
amazing,
was
Chacko.
It's so
thank
sick.
you. That
Oh.
was just like I felt like if I hit the stick, you guys would just hit the J on me, and I don't know, I just had to get weird with it.
It's such a
Oh,
bummer
it's
because
so
Woody
sick.
does miss the J here. If Woody hits this J, I think
Mhm.
the game's over.
Yeah, I
Oh.
agree.
This
Yep.
is, these are the options we were talking about in fighting games, though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly.
I just knew that I had to get a little wacky, and I got very lucky on that
That's
one.
sick.
Did they get 2 warrior kills for it though? No, or they only got 1 warrior kill? Okay, you got a kill, and then they kill gold skulls. Yeah.
Yep.
So traded warriors for that.
Which is good for gold.
Yes, good for gold. Well, yeah.
Blues were
I think
making
you
some
might have
plays,
you
but
might
I'm
have been
still-
speed.
Yeah, I was speed. I was speed.
Okay, this feels like you have to be able to get in here. Like, I think
I wanted to, yeah.
there's just only 1 warrior here. I think this is the moment. Like,
You're
because
on last. So scary.
I think that if you go here and like go underneath, and then because you have the big things you have, if you didn't have gold abs, then I think it's really hard because then blue skulls and blue checkers pressures. But like
Mhm.
with gold abs here, I feel like you should be able to like go here and then like wiggle left and right, and then shake them and then get
Just
up
find
here.
the way. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's how to play
Can you
this.
explain why getting on the ceiling gets you the berry?
Yeah,
When you
like
talk
I
about
can here. So first off, I actually don't really know if it does, but
Yeah, but theory.
like let's say we have something like this, and then we have like gold skulls with a berry. I just feel like gold queen is going to go to the same side as like the queen, and then their queen can't get in. If their queen can't get in, then a blue warrior can't get in. And it'll be the same thing over here. If blue queen rotates and goes to this side, then it's going to be similar. Like we'll do something
Yeah.
kind of like this, and then their queen shouldn't be able to get in unless they're doing something risky, unless they're going low, and then hopefully like you can just have a gold drone eventually just get underneath you, because like if you imagine columns but underneath your gold warriors, you're just way safer. So I think like when their warriors are in here, like imagine the gold people aren't in, and we just have these warriors up here. It's just like, how can a gold drone access?
Yeah.
There's only 2 places. You can only run a top berry from this ledge or this ledge. And so you need the gold queen like pushing these blue warriors away, because if blue queen's in this ledge, then it becomes a lot harder for a blue warrior to be up here. It's like you're just going to. So I don't know. I think this is how to escort a berry as gold queen, is to somehow make your way to this ledge, and then if you have some warriors, help them like get a gold drone like underneath you.
Yeah.
That's my
The
thought.
thing about the ledge guard too is like, I was talking to Woody about this right after the tournament, and so where gold checks is here, to get there, you can only jump from 2 different spots, right? You can jump from above the gate or like that spot.
Mhm.
You can
make
long jump
you can
there.
make this jump.
But in both cases, yeah, you can make it. But you get on like the far edge of the ledge. So to ledge guard, you kind of don't have to move very much from just like sitting right there.
You're saying
So if
that
you
like
control the space above you,
this.
yeah, if you're right there, they basically can't get past you.
That
They
sounds
can jump
right.
on your head technically from the side, but they can't move very far. So if you have someone covering your head and you're there, they're never getting a drone through without support.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's very astute.
It's tough. It's
I
really
have not
tough to
thought
run a
about it
berry,
like
but I
that.
think eventually, something's gonna get kicked. Something's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
exactly.
And usually what happens is like the stray berries, they don't necessarily go in, but they pull people away.
Yeah.
They pull attention away from the ledging, and then that's when the opportunity arises.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think one
Makes
thing I also
sense.
wanted to point out, because I think this actually comes up at some point in the game, and while I have this map pulled up, is if you're ever like in a soft famine, this is kind of like it's because at some point it does become soft famine on this map. Like if you're just hovering as a blue military piece, if you hover right in between this gap right here, it's impossible for a drone to make this jump right here. So like you don't even need to come off the ceiling. You just like hover right in between these ledges, these 2 ledges, and that's guarding the soft famine berry pile.
Yeah, they have to full hop to get to the pile, so they have
Yeah,
to
that
jump
makes
very forward.
sense.
So you just run.
Yeah.
So like it just makes it really easy, because I often see like warriors coming off and trying to like kill this drone at this platform. You don't even have to do that. You can just like hover right here.
Ugh. I hate that fact.
That fact, don't share that fact. No one.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
keep going. Let's keep going.
Can you guys see the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
The
looks
fact
So
that
was
great.
that a moment, right? I feel like you can
This
somehow
is a
get
moment
in.
with stripes, right?
Yeah, I mean, by that theory, like, I feel like, yeah, we definitely could have wiggled into the ledge above the hive for sure.
And then Gold App stays here. We push this blue checkers out, and then maybe Stripes runs the final berry.
Yeah.
Mhm. But the snail is ripping.
This is true.
Yeah, but
It's a regular snail. I guess it's
The
not
queen's here
ripping
now.
per se, but
it's kind of ripping.
it's a little ripping for sure.
A little ripping.
It's rip adjacent for sure.
What's great here though is like Gold does have the luxury of like doing 3-1 snail, because I mean Blue is only 5 out, but like you guys are still very ahead, so you can just run a speed snail without that much cost. Oh my gosh, what a kill by Lex.
That kill by Lex was so important. I felt like, yeah,
almost gets a queen kill.
it got me out safe. Yeah,
That's so sick.
It's so good.
You stop a speed drone, which is great.
yeah. I think I'm just like, I think during this set, like, or during this game, I'm still like worried about gate control, and I probably just should have let that go.
Yeah, I don't think
Like,
gate control matters at all.
I mean,
right?
The speed gate control here kind of matters because now, like, as a drone, if you ever die on blue, you're like, well, guess I'm not getting speed. And then over
sure.
time, they just fill back up with vanilla warriors, and that's just so much worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose full mill.
Yeah, this is
That was probably a mistake.
okay, I think Soren got a.
We and
Oh,
Soren
you
and I
guys both
farmed
got up
same
at the same
time,
exact
so it's
moment.
just-
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So it's
This
a bit
is such a standoff, dude.
Yeah.
It's I remember feeling clueless in this moment, being like, I truly just don't know, like, where.
No, it's good. It has to be good.
Yeah.
Your position's great here.
No,
I
this
really
is
like
so
this,
good for
especially
gold.
because you have speed snail now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a great decision by Nick to do speed snail for sure. I liked that.
Like
Oh
third
my
turn.
gosh, that's crazy.
I think in this case, that kill, I think I should have just not killed you, right?
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I'm gonna die eventually. If I don't die there, I'm just gonna go
yeah.
underneath you. So it doesn't,
Yeah, that's true. It's not super impactful.
doesn't
You're
change
right.
that much.
Oh,
I definitely had that thought. Oh,
This top berry
that
keeps going
little
in.
drop. That was so big. It
Yeah,
was so
that's-
smart that you decided to run berries too, because now this game is completely different.
Yeah, now it's very
Like,
scary.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
now
big part
blue
of it's
has
like
to be
wanting
ahead.
to waste berries. I don't know.
Ugh.
The egg? How much does the egg matter here?
I think it matters a lot, right? Chacko, you would have been going
think
for
it
more stuff if you had an
Oh,
egg.
for
I
sure.
imagine. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So Woody has
Now
like
we have a
the
little bit.
ability to play a bit more. Oh man.
Well,
I
I like that you're finding time to tag the gates. I think it matters. Like your team's using the gates. You definitely need them.
think
Yeah,
making Woody move is just also really valuable. I think like Woody's playing this
Yeah.
extremely well, but like a worse queen might get caught out of position because they want to tag the gates back and then let you into like key spots. Like I think Woody,
Yeah.
I keep trying to be like, oh, did Woody like mess up her positioning? And it's like, I don't think that she does. I think she's always in
Nope.
time to get back to this like crucial ceiling.
Just in time.
Yeah, and that was kind of where I was at with trying to tag gates, was like just really having no clue what other way I could get Woody to have to move
Yeah.
into unfavorable positions, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I take
Okay.
the spot right there.
So-
yeah.
so this is the
that's,
moment, right? This is
that's
like the
the
whole
big-
game.
Yeah,
Yep, this is the
yeah.
game right here.
It's good shuffle.
That shuffle, yep.
And then this.
Wow.
Both warriors going low.
Yeah.
So how is blue team, like these shuffles are gonna happen? I think that's fine. But how is like, I think man, because the queen was here too. I think blue skulls needs to like hold the ceiling
J.
and then
you
let.
can also J on that little ledge, right?
J. I think J's the move.
It's just hard.
Yeah,
The one with the drone is just at an advantage in these spots.
I think so too.
You're 3v2 and you cover more space.
Yeah.
But now it's just cooked.
Now it's
it
Once
was
both
just a
the
very
warriors die.
understandable, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's like
no
the
one
berries going
called.
in.
No one called. I'm going low. you know?
Exactly.
Like if.
Well,
yeah.
And you guys had
Even
held
if you
for
call it,
so
it's
long.
so hard. Yeah.
Blue team had done
Yeah.
well for so long. It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen eventually, right? And it's like,
Yep.
it's amazing that blue team was able to hold as long as they did, to be honest.
like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah,
last
most team like one
And
berry.
it's not in yet. We're still playing.
No, no, no.
There's still
Yeah,
games.
It's two
for
No one's
berries.
giving
sure,
up
for
yet.
sure.
You just have two more berry
Yeah,
runners
yeah.
now. But
Yep, that is true.
Right.
and
It's
I
just
think
soft
that actually
famine,
would
so it's-
matter if it wasn't soft famine. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
or soft famine +1, and somehow Lev
Oh.
catches the berry.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, it's such a good catch. Lev's in such a good position here.
Wait, did
I'm
Lev
trying to
know
bump
this
him
was
away, but
happening? How did Lev do this?
he was just going for this. For
Yeah,
the
he
pile
was just
anyway.
gonna.
No, he paused.
Crazy.
He was looking for it.
Yeah.
The foresight.
He's a genius.
Wait, how did Woody get this? This is crazy. Sorry, I just want to. Okay, that's pretty standard actually. That's just good.
Yeah.
That's just good play.
That was
It's
good.
pretty
That was
cool
good.
though.
Yeah, it's
But
good.
I think that
Oh.
her moving like this was like, yeah. I mean, what can you do?
I
just
think
kind
that's
of had
good by
this
her. I
feeling
think
that-
she's trying to kill you,
yeah.
right? Like she's just trying to trick you.
Yeah.
So I think this is
For
actually a
sure,
really
for
good
sure.
play from her.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
drone.
do know that about Woody is that I've watched Woody just farm people forever, and I definitely did not want to just do that. So
No.
I was
It's
not
first
biting
kill of
on
the
any
game.
of that.
Oh,
Ooh, that
that
loose
was on the right
berry,
side.
actually kind of a
Yeah.
nail biter.
Oh,
Someone else got it.
good patience by
Oh,
you.
no.
Really nice patience.
Yeah.
Wait, let's
Once
watch
you're on
this.
live
This
stream,
was
you
so
get more
funny.
patience.
I should not have gone this route because if the game had gone on just a couple frames longer, I might have actually been in a pretty bad spot. Just my pathing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Woody is so smart in following me because
Oh my gosh.
that
Would've been over.
that was so bad of me.
That's such a good game.
This is a
It's so
really
That was
yeah,
great,
really
dude.
interesting. Like thinking about what the best place to escort is from. And just like how incredible it
Yeah.
was that blue team held on for so long, but you guys made
Well,
it
and how incredible
happen.
is you didn't die. You
Yeah.
could have died at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You played
I
so
I
patient.
was definitely proud of how I played for sure, but I think that this one was mostly I liked to highlight this one because it felt like it was a really good example of like how important it is to just like constantly push for the win, just no matter what's happening, like always
Yeah.
presenting a win con and finding your route to the win. I feel like your team was like in such a scary spot. And it's so funny because I want to call out that like Master Joe in the chat, you can see that Master Joe, when we get all but one berry, Master Joe immediately is just like, all Gold has to do is hold on, the game is over, which I thought is so funny. Because in my mind, like, there was no way that, like, yes, technically that we did win the game. Like, not technically, we did win the game, but like the route there felt so unclear for a really
it
long
was
time.
not.
You
It was
know what I
never
mean?
like over, right? Well, and that's why,
no.
like, when you look at it immediately at like 0 warriors, 0 gates, 0 eggs, like 11 berries in, it's like,
Right, what's the value in that?
how do
Yeah.
I do this?
Trying
How
to
do I think about
calculate
this?
that.
Yeah.
And I love Joe. That's not a knock on Joe. I just thought it was so
No, of
funny
course.
because I was like, I wish that I could have had that confidence during that game to just be like,
But
yeah, game's over.
maybe not having the confidence was good because you didn't go for things you
That's
didn't
true.
need to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's
yeah.
interesting because I evaluated it as good for gold too, and like which Joe did. But I think like I think maybe like Master Joe and I are thinking about it more like a league night or like a mixer or something, not like the 5 best players in the game on the other side. And like when you're doing that, it becomes really, really hard for gold team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a scrappy one for sure. I just really appreciated, like, I also thought it was a good example of how I think that what my team did and what both of our teams did, but just like that fluidity is what the game is now.
Mhm.
Like just no, my team wasn't like desperately trying to form after the wipe. They were like very proactive about, no, we just slam berries here and then we figure it out.
Well,
And
then
your team was very good at presenting a threat the whole time,
Well, and your
like
team like ran berries at the right time and then got up at the right time. Like as soon as
Yeah.
getting up was an option, they were there and like helping you get the forms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just berry
It's
sick,
really
which
instructive
is so
play.
common in those moments.
so true.
Oh, and
We're-
they all looks like they're having such a good time while they're playing. There's no like, oh my god, we're wiped. There's no like
Yeah.
panicking. There's no like frustration. Everyone's
They're
just
running
kind of like,
cool
yep,
berries.
let's play.
Yeah.
yeah, I valued that so much. That
Let's
was
just
like
get that cool berry. That's all we need.
yeah, Lex hits the cool and you get that little smile out of him. I don't know. That's just what it's all about for me is like, yeah, I want to play hard. I want to do the best that I can, but also like I want to laugh.
Yeah.
Like I want people to walk away from it being like that was really fun. and that was a really fun tournament. So
Well, it's
It's
really
fun
fun
game.
playing against you. Really fun watching this game. Is there anything that you
Yeah.
want to mention? You have like coming up, or anything that you're going to be playing in next
Any
before we
shout
let you
outs?
go, or shout
You want to
outs?
plug your
uh,
stream?
no, I don't stream anymore.
Oh,
No, I don't know. Yeah, I guess just like on the topic of something that we touched earlier, like if there's something that you want to do in the game, like if you want a queen or you want a first speed or whatever, if there's stuff that like you don't feel like you're worthy of yet, or like that you're going to be burdensome, my recommendation is just to show up and do it, and ask people for advice, and like lean on the community, because yeah, I don't know, there's just none of us formed up in a vacuum here. We're all like the product of each other's expertise and time, and so yeah, just like I definitely took space from like participating in the national scene for a while because of my own stuff, and I'm coming back now and just remembering like just how beautiful and vibrant and smart and intelligent
oh.
like everybody in the community is, and how much I have to learn again. And it's an exciting time. So just my to anyone that's like that wanting to get somewhere in the game and feeling like they can't, just like start reaching out. You can reach out to me, or I'm sure Asher or Josh or whoever, because there's just so much knowledge to be had still in this game.
I think
And
people
you
love to
know,
teach
yeah.
too. People love
Yes,
showing you how to play, showing you what's going on,
for sure.
exploring how to play with someone else. It's just a great time.
Yeah.
And it's like an
But yeah,
exciting time in KQ right now too. I think I think people are so good at the game, but like everything isn't solved yet still. So
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah, it's a good time.
I remember thinking it was solved like forever ago.
Yeah.
2018.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Foolishly just being like, oh yeah, just don't die and whatever. And
That's what I thought about Melee in like 2008. So
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Well,
For
Games have
sure.
that.
this was really great, Chaco. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming in, and thanks everyone for
Thank
watching.
you
And
so much.
yeah, we will see you in the next episode. So yeah, cheers from everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for having me, y'all.
Practice. Bye.